Have you ever found yourself stuck while you are trying to figure out how to use speaking to promote your business? Well, believe it or not, you've got superpowers. And our next speaker is going to tell you exactly how to master them so you can save yourself and your future clients. Rich has been speaking in sales and marketing for 30 plus years and provided coaching to thousands of speakers all over the world. At home, his superpowered wife has survived their 25 years of marriage as they've brought up 6 kids, moved 9 times, and now wait patiently for the kids to someday, hopefully soon, all move out. Welcome, speaker, presentations coach, and superhero aficionado, Rich Hopkins.
Do you have a favorite superhero? If you do, well, of course, I'm going to ask you to put that hero in chat. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Doctor Strange. Ooh, Thor. Wonder Woman. Oh, very nice. Very nice. That's a good, diverse group. Some 47 years ago, my best friend Jeff and I were superheroes. Now, he was Superman because he had the black curly hair and a Superman shirt. I was Batman because Jeff told me I was Batman. We would get on our bikes and ride around the neighborhood in Troutdale, Oregon, looking for crime. Luckily, we didn't find any crime. I don't know what we would have done if we had found crime. I think being a superhero that long ago and growing up reading about superheroes, loving superheroes, has factored into why I was attracted to being a speaker. And face it, when you're on stage, you're a bit of a superhero. You've got superpowers. When you're up there, don't you feel a little bit more powerful? You've got a stronger voice, and you know that you have the opportunity to impact the audience, to change their lives, maybe even to save the day. Well, think about this. Your audience in their seats as they watch you are hoping you're a superhero. They want your wisdom. They want your power. They want you to save their day. So, how do you really work on being that superhero on stage? And people sometimes think they want to be speakers, but they don't always know how to become a speaker or even where to start. I've worked with people at every stage of their career, but it always starts with that first discovery. You've got to discover your superpower. How do you do that? Well, as a speaker, let's face it, your superpower is your message. What is your message? And your message is usually grounded within a story, some fantastic story that you've lived, or maybe a not so fantastic story. I'm sure maybe you've climbed Mount Everest or gone to space. Maybe you've started your own business and made millions of dollars. Or maybe just once upon a time, your parents actually taught you to have real life values, how to be a good person, how to be a great parent. Any one of these, and stories far, from one aspect to the next, can be a story that you use to create a message that has some sort of teachable moment, teachable moral. And you probably love to tell those stories. Think about the stories that you tell at dinner parties that people may be tired of hearing you tell, and they wish you would go find another audience to tell those stories. Once you know what your message is, the next part of using your superpower is crucial, because it's one thing to have the power, it's another to be able to use it for the audience. And the only way you use your message for the audience is to be able to find out why that message, why your superpower will matter to them, because they really don't care that you are super strong and invulnerable and can fly unless you can save them from a fire. And everybody has a fire. You have to find out what that is and be able to speak to that. You have to discover your message and discover how your message will matter to them, which takes us to the next step. After you discover it, you've got to develop the message. You've got to have a framework. You want to open your speech with some sort of a hook, like my superhero story when I was a kid. Maybe something humorous. If you're not making people laugh, they're probably not listening to you. But when you do make people laugh, they're that much more ready to learn, and they start to like you. You want them to like you, right? So you get the hook, lead into the rest of your speech. Then you identify the problem that you actually have a solution for. This is why you're there. This is why they need to be there. Help them understand what the fire in their life is so that they have a desire to listen to you. Show them empathy. You've been in that fire. You've gotten through that fire and come out the other side, which gives you the opportunity to make a promise that they will survive the fire. You can guide them through the fire. You have a process to get them to the street, to their freedom, to their future. That's taking them from promise to outcome through your process. And that's a simple speaking framework that anybody can use and really write a speech in just a matter of a couple of hours when you really put your nose to the grindstone. Finally, you've got to deliver. And there are two parts to delivering a speech. One is, how do you deliver it? Do you have the skills? Do you know how to use the stage? Do you know how to use your voice? Are you excited? Or are you a little bit down and depressed? Are you just conversational most of the time? Well, hopefully you're all of them, because you need to be all of them, or I will get incredibly bored listening to you go Bueller, Bueller, Bueller through your entire speech. That's just one skill, vocal variety. Learning how to use gestures, hand gestures when you're on Zoom, bigger gestures when you're on stage, understanding transitions, understanding all the different aspects of speaking longer than I can tell you in 10 minutes. But be a master on stage when you deliver your speech, because you want to have a great speech, but you also want to deliver it well so your audience really gets the full impact of your superpower. The second part of delivery, well, it can be the hardest part because it requires you to find a place to go deliver and maybe someday actually get paid, which means you have to make some emails, make some phone calls, reach out, do some networking, and survive the biggest kryptonite any super-powered speaker ever faces. The word no. No, we're not interested. Not right now. We already have hired everybody. That brick wall that just stops you cold. And it stops a lot of new speakers cold. They can't handle the rejection and they don't keep going. One of the best speakers I've ever worked with, it took him over 350 contacts to finally get his first opportunity. And since then, he truly has taken off in his career. Don't let rejection stop you. Here's a final situation for you, and that is that you need to not read your speech. Don't read your speech like I just kind of have been to a point, because you'll get lost and then you'll embarrass yourself on national TV. No, don't let your superpowers go to waste. That's the thing. If you're not getting out there, if you're not delivering, if you're not saving people, what's the point of having superpowers? You've got a responsibility. And like you've heard in the movies, with great responsibility For with great power comes great responsibility. And you have a great responsibility to discover, develop, and deliver your message to your audiences, to your future clients. You have a responsibility to yourself to ultimately be your own favorite superhero.
All right, great job, Rich. Raise the roof, thumbs up. Give Rich some love. Well done.